Good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. Hey, it's Christine, and today I'm going to be answering your questions about art stuff and my membership or whatever you want to ask. And I'm going to be working on a few projects in case the answers or questions are slow. I do have a few pre-submitted questions, but I would love to have you join me. And I am going to be mentioning my Nature Notebook Club, and I'm going to put a link to that in the chat box in case you want to join. There is going to be a special bonus for people who join live during our live broadcast. And I do have my phone here so that I'll see if you join live, actually joining into my program that ends on Sunday. And that special bonus is one of my homemade cards. These are bookmarks that I'm actually making to sell at a big craft fair. Well, it's not a craft fair, it's a pollinators and wildflowers festival that's happening in Bend, Oregon next weekend. So I'm prepping a bunch of stuff for that today. The first 3 people who sign up for the Nature Notebook Club today, and I get notice on the phone, you got to sign up during this live broadcast, okay? Then you'll get one of these mailed to you, snail mail. So I'm going to be doing a lot more snail mail things in the near future because people really want to connect, live in person and know I'm a real person. There's so much AI stuff going on. People don't trust anything online anymore. But if you get something sent to you in the mail, I'm a real live person. Anyway, I'm going to be checking my phone periodically to see who joins the membership. It's only $29 a month, and there's no long-term commitment. So I'll be answering your questions. So anyway, I'm going to put that aside for now because I've got lots of art activities here. So I'm going to be looking through the chat. Let's see. I've already got one from Trenton. Wow, it's a guy here. And he says, at a glance, I see that most of your membership is female. Yeah, because a lot of my followers on social and people who join me for my live events and chat in the chat box do tend to be women. Let's see, he says, would your membership apply to men as well? That's a great question. It just seems that a lot more women are online and doing crafty things and really understanding the benefit of arts and crafts and being out in nature. Men might tend to be out fly fishing or hunting or something, but I definitely do have some members in my membership. We've got Dave, and I think he's in South Carolina. A few other guys. So there's really no messaging that's different. It's the same idea of nature sketching and journaling in the field. And of course, some of the biggest, most well-known nature journalers out there are men like Marley Pfeiffer, my colleague, as well as John Muir Laws. So, that's a great question. Thanks. I've never had that before. And there's also a question here. What is the difference between a membership and a course? That's another good question. So, years ago, people used to just have courses before really the membership platform got available because that's all this technology, right? So starting about 8 years ago, I started creating courses. And that was inspired later on, of course, by the pandemic. I started teaching March 20th, 2020, I believe, during the first weeks of the pandemic. And I went live like I am now several times a week until I'd done about 300 live online educational workshops about plants and animals and how to draw and paint them. And so I started developing courses. And so basically a course is a standalone product. So you enroll in it and you just go through it at your own pace. Of course, you have access to ask me questions through emails, but it's not as interactive. And then a membership is kind of something that's new in the last few years because people really found that they wanted community, they wanted support, they wanted accountability. And so, what a membership is it's sort of like a course with online content, but there's new content every once in a while, depending on what kind of membership you join. But for me, I've got weekly tips that are really quick and easy to implement in the course or in the membership. There's monthly like master classes. We have monthly live Zoom calls. So it's membership is something that's ongoing and is also a much lower price point. So it's really the most valuable thing that I offer at the lowest price because a lot of my courses, for example, my Sketching Backyard Birds for Beginners, that's probably my most popular course, that sells for $225. And that's a lot of money to shell out, especially, if you're not trying to become an ornithologist or you don't have a bunch of money laying around. And of course, nowadays, oh, hi, David. Yeah, I was just mentioning you. You are one of our male members, but yeah, so a membership can be offered at a much lower price. And that also helps me to have some recurring income that I can count on. And as an individual, I am an individual creator, and this is my sole income of teaching online. And so if I know that I have a certain number of members and they're paying me a small amount every month, that helps me to be able to focus on creating high quality content and know that the members are going to be there over the months and know that I can rely on that income so I don't have to go get a real job, quote unquote. Yeah. So yeah, David says you're just listening. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's fine. And then got another question. You're reading somewhere about art and one's mental health. As a semi-retired portrait photographer, I found myself happiest when I was doing that. Does your membership find that true with, do your members find that true with membership? Yes, in fact, I was just talking about that on my blog and in my newsletter yesterday, that there's so much research about the mental benefits and brain health benefits when you're working with your hands. That could be art, that could be tying a fly if you're a fly fisherman, it could be playing guitar, it could be gardening. But they find that the hand-eye coordination and using your brain and actually being in the moment is so healthy. And I first got that idea, first learned about that research about 15 years ago when I was approached by a research scientist who uses rats as models for human behavior. And she puts them in different environments, including teaching them how to drive miniature cars. And she found that the ones that learned to drive really liked that hobby. Unrelated to the fact that they got treats when they learned to drive a certain route, because the other ones got treats too. But so rats are a really good model for human behavior, showing the connection between having a hobby or even like having something to do in your community that you're involved with. And so that was super interesting. And that inspired me to get pet rats, which I've had ever since. Let's see. Grayson says hi. Yeah, great. So go ahead, please ask questions. That's why I'm here. I was going to try to keep you from being too bored with my sales pitch by doing a few things here. Yeah, Trenton says it's been a long time since you played with paints and chalks. In your membership, do you guide your members in where and what to invest in to get started? Right. Yeah, that's another interesting question is, nature sketching and journaling does not have to have a lot of expensive materials. There are a lot of teachers online that focus more on fine art, and they probably have a whole list of expensive paints you're supposed to get and expensive papers. But it's really can be simple, and that's what I like to teach. I'm actually an official biological illustrator. I have advanced degrees in both biology and scientific illustration. And when I'm doing that kind of work, I do use really high quality, expensive materials that are archival and that are going to last through the ages for my clients I work with, especially if it's a portrait of a plant or animal that they've requested. But I really like people to get started. Maybe it'll only cost $20 to get a nature sketching, like a journal and a few paints. I keep it really simple. Yeah. Let's see. David says, you've been a member since the outset. Yes. And the membership has been valuable to my technique progress and my mental health. Right. So we actually are celebrating our 1-year anniversary. The Nature Notebook Club membership launched last June. I think it was June 14th. I got my very first member, and she's still with us. In fact, 13 of my members that started in the first 30 days last year are still with us. And so that's why I'm talking about the membership a lot this last week and going live and doing so many things, is because we are doing a 1-year anniversary promotion, and that closes. We close the doors on Sunday to the membership. And again, remember, if you join us live, if you actually sign up, pay, and join the membership, the first 3 people to do that live on this call, not on replay, and I told you guys about this before, you will get one of my homemade bookmarks. And these are hand painted, and I am painting these. These are California poppies that I'm doing a bunch of for the Wildflower Festival I'm going to next weekend. So anyway, that's what I'm working on today. And let's see, later on at noon, I think I reminded some of you guys in about 3 hours that I'm starting my series that helps you for free get in the sketching routine by my 10-minute sketching classes. And we're going to do this succulent today at noon. And yeah, just 10 minutes, because so many people tell me they don't have the time. And I'm really focused on succulents because next month, you can't really see this. The light's not really good for these dark plants. But next month in our monthly master class inside the club, we're doing succulents, succulent plants, because July is the hottest month of the year, and it reminds you of the desert, or reminds you of cactus. But actually, there are a lot of really cool things, including this weird succulent, that aren't cactus, that aren't native to the Americas, that are native to South Africa. So I'm going to be teaching people about that. So yeah, inside the membership, that's what we do. Monthly master classes, monthly live Zoom calls, which is my favorite part, where we all join in and talk about what we've been seeing and sketching. So anyway, what am I working on in the studio today? Well, I'm excited. My art store just had a visitor giving a presentation on Daniel Smith paints. And those are actually quite expensive. They're high quality paints, but I am going to be using those in a future workshop. And they were also giving away these booklets of Winsor & Newton watercolor paper. They're actually these cute little postcards. And so if you send one in that you've painted, then you get to be part of this global art show. So I'm working on that. So Winsor & Newton is one of my favorite watercolors, and they don't cost too much. Let's see. I'm also working on, let me get rid of that. Tomorrow, I'm going to be volunteering with the Pollinator Project of the Rogue Valley here in Southern Oregon. And we're having a Bee City pollinator education event at a local park. And I love working with kids too. You know, I do a lot with adults and retired folks who can, afford to pay me online. But I love to also do volunteer work with youth, especially underserved youth, and especially the Hispanic community, porque yo hablo un poco de español, so I like to practice my Spanish. But we're going to be painting these cute bees. So I made this practice piece, and it's sitting on a sunflower. So the kids are going to be doing that. And then let me move that. Yeah, I'm prepping for this wildflower and pollinator festival next weekend in Bend, and I'm creating these really fun do-it-yourself paint kits that I've designed from my own painting, and so that'll be fun. I've got to prep about 20 of those, and I'm going to make some more designs as well. And here's the actual painting that I teach people how to paint when they buy that set. And there's also a step-by-step video tutorial on my website that they get. So anyway, that's another thing I'm working on today. And so yeah, I am going to be making some more of these bookmarks. Let's see, again, I'm looking at my phone. If anybody signs up to the Nature Notebook Club, it's only $29 a month, and you can try it out for a month. I'll give you your money back if you don't like it. But anyway, the first 3 people that sign up, and I see they sign up live here, will get one of these in the mail. So I am working on these. First, I cut a piece of paper, and this is 300-pound hot press Arches watercolor paper. And in fact, a couple of these have where is it? Oh yeah, this is the one. This one, actually, I don't know if you see it. Each piece of full watercolor sheet, I don't know if you can see this. In the corner, it says it has it embedded there. It has a like 3-dimensionally embedded. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the thing that proves that it's been created. The watercolor was created by that company. So anyway, so I am I cut a bunch of these, and I first have to, like put the hole in them. This one's smaller. I got to make some different sizes for different sizes of books. So I'm going to be, putting the hole in them for the little tassel. And I've got a few different designs of tassels. I don't know which one you like better. I've got this tassel. This kind of goes really nicely with the California poppy. And then I got this kind of a fancier, more formal tassel. So I don't know which one you like better. You can tell me. And then, so yeah, I gotta mark the thing. So any more questions or comments? We've got people coming in and out because this is a live event. So like I said, what we're doing today is answering questions about my art or about joining the membership. I've got a link in the chat box as well as in your emails if you're on my email list. So yeah, so these are nice archival quality. I'm going to just be cutting these, putting a hole in them. That's kind of hard to do, actually. I think I need to buy a new hole punch because these are such good, high quality, thick watercolor papers. I'm going to have to wait on that project. I guess I need a new hole punch because I think it's dead. All righty. So might be fun for you to watch this. I don't want you to be bored here. So another thing I'm doing is I'm prepping a bunch of palettes for sale because I'm actually selling my watercolor kits that have high quality paints in them. And it's going to come with my online course. Anyway, I'll talk about that another time. But I'm trying to make a bunch of, can you see that? It's hard to make these look good on both mobile, these lives to look good on both mobile and desktop. So anyway, what I'm doing, there you can see it. There. So I'm going to be making these swatch pages. So anyway, I already sprayed my watercolors. You want to spray them. And I carry a little bottle like this. It's kind of smaller, actually. It's smaller than this that I carry in the field. This one's glass, but in the art studio. And these are my favorite colors of my Daniel Smith watercolors. But anyway, I'm going to do this. So might be fun for you to see, because I got to entertain you with something pretty, right? So I'm just making these swatches that kind of look like the palette here, so people know what they're getting. Again, I'm going to be selling these snail mail in the future, but that's a different answer. So anyway, so if you're just coming on live, we're just doing some art. I'm prepping for some things I'm selling and classes that I'm giving. And what else? Yeah. Oh, and tomorrow's free event that I'm helping to host and teach. Well, not teaching, but we're just leading. I'm leading some pollinator education activities, mainly painting that cute little bumblebee, because of course pollinators are very important. And last month in the Nature Notebook Club membership, we had a master class on pollinators and their plants. And then this month we had a master class on flowers, like getting to do. Yeah. As soon as I get into my right brain, I lose my ability to talk a bit. So anyway, I'm just making these palette reference charts. So anyway, did you know that there are, just in the state of Oregon, there are over like 500 species of bees. So you got the cute little bumblebees, like I showed you earlier, that I'm going to draw or paint with kids tomorrow. You've got, honeybees, non-native honeybees, but are also very important. And of course, there's things like sweat bees and carpenter bees. But there are over 500 species, I think I read, just in Oregon alone. Now, a lot of those species are probably found, throughout the West, but that many actually inhabit this state. So, it's, anyway, here we got our, isn't that blue so gorgeous? I just love playing with colors. So yeah, what I'm doing here is just making these reference charts for my students. I'm going to label these later. I probably should have just made one and then printed them out in color, but printing never quite looks as good, right? And then our Payne's Gray. And this is a palette of colors that I really like to use, a minimalist palette. Like one of the people commenting today said that they were asking about materials. And for me, I suggest keeping it really minimalist. And I'm a minimalist at heart too. I actually gave up my 3-bedroom house so that I could just sell all my stuff and give it away and travel. And so I'm a minimalist for sure, an ultra minimalist. I don't talk about that aspect of my life that much, but I am. So it's great to have a minimalist palette when you're out in the field, and it also trains you to understand color theory and how to mix your secondaries and warms and cools. And also, actually, next month, if you're become a member of the Nature Notebook Club, you get to participate in my World Watercolor Month Watercolor Challenge. So yeah, David, if you're still here, I hope you're going to find that being fun. So, I'm going to suggest people try to stick with a minimalist palette, which is also smaller to take out in the field and also cheaper, because if you do opt for more expensive paints like Daniel Smith's, these can run $10 to up to $40 a tube, depending on what the mineral is made up of. But most of them are more like $10 a tube. But this tube can last you probably the rest of your life. And what I really love to do with friends sometimes is do paint dot parties where we exchange, like, I'll show you. Like if you a bunch of friends get together who love to paint, but have a lot of paint that's expensive that they'll never use all of it, we'll have a party and we'll squeeze little dots of paints onto paper and exchange papers. What's another example of that? Like a book exchange or something, or a recipe exchange. And so even a small dot of paint like this, of super high quality paint, can last you a really long time. So so that's something fun. Okay, so I prepped these. Again, ask me any questions about training to be a biological illustrator, or what's in my membership, or what I'm doing here as an artist. Again, I'm going to be giving away, I'm going to be sending snail mail my homemade watercolor bookmarks to the first 3 people that join us live today, not in the replay, because I did tell people earlier. And so I'm going to be looking for that. Now, I'm not sure. It may or may not show up live on my phone because it takes a while sometimes for the payment processing to go through and for me to get notified. But I will know anyway. And you can tell me if you join us for the Nature Notebook Club. You can put it in the comments, say joined, and then I'll look for you and know that you really were here live. Okay. So anyway, we prepped those so I can set those aside. And then, oops, something's getting wet. Okay. And then I need to prep, speaking of watercolors, I need to prep some student grade watercolors for this kids activity that's coming up. And so, yeah. Oh, I'm also going to be making these really fun painted stones. I don't know if you've ever heard of kindness rocks, where maybe you're out on a trail hiking and you find a painted rock out in the wilderness. Those are called kindness rocks, and that's where people just paint something, and maybe they might put an inspiring quote on the back. But this is my version, since I'm a naturalist. So this is a ladybug. Isn't this fun and cute? And you can just paint these with acrylics and then cover them with this glossy material that helps keep them, and you can put them outside. So I'm going to be making these and selling them next weekend at the Sun River Wildflower and Pollinator Show that's just south of Bend, Oregon, in the high desert where I used to live. So I'm going on vacation for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be doing these shows. So you're not going to see me as active. So yeah, that's one reason we're wrapping up enrollment in the Nature Notebook Club. So anyway, that's something different. Sorry, I've got so many things going on here. And then, like I said, at noon, we're going to be drawing some of these, this succulent. And actually, I think I left this outside overnight and it got a little frozen, but you can't tell when you draw it, but I'm feeling it. So that's my bad. I hate to kill my plants. Anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be prepping some of these. And again, I don't know, for you guys watching on mobile, I try to stay right here in the center of the page. Tell me if you're watching on mobile, if I'm centered so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So anyway, I need to prep some of these. And again, it's easier if you just do all 4 colors at once. So yeah, these are kids grade watercolors for this project I'm doing, volunteer project. So can't afford to give them the expensive watercolors, but these are just as good. So I'm just going to squeeze a little color in. We've got kind of a small table for the event that I'm doing, so I'm not going to need a bunch of these palettes all at once. So this is kind of the similar palette that I was just showing you, where I have the 3 primaries, and then I also, and these are cool primaries. So this red is more of a rosy color. And then I like to have a green and a brown for working out in the field, if you're going to have a minimalist palette, because it's just a lot quicker, especially with the brown, and it wastes a lot less paint if you just can pick those up from your palette. So yeah, I have my 3 primaries, red, yellow, and blue, and these are very cool versions of primaries. And then I have a brown and a green, so that you can paint brown and green subjects a lot more quickly without having to mix them up. And I don't even need a palette, really, a mixing palette when I'm in the field, because often I'll just mix my colors right on my painting, because I do a lot of like alla prima quick painting. Okay, anybody else have any questions? I get lonely just looking at my Logitech webcam and not seeing any comments. So you can ask questions about my art process, or what it takes to become a scientific illustrator, or my program. Again, I'm promoting my Nature Notebook Club membership. That's a monthly membership. It's a subscription. So like if you were going to join a gym or something, although some subscriptions are very hard to cancel. And I think that's one reason people get afraid to join something where they're going to be automatically charged every month. And I use really safe payment processors that everybody else uses if you're going to buy something on the internet, like Amazon. So it's all safe, but people sometimes think they're going to like forget about their membership. But I keep in touch with folks both live in our membership, and that you'll get an email a couple times a week from me about what we're doing and current events. So you won't forget about your membership, and I make it really easy to cancel. Now, hardly anybody ever cancels, just like our friend David here. He's been with the program the whole time, and if he wanted to cancel, he could just find me and easily do that. But I also have that as one of the first videos in the program under my Getting Started series, where you give you the idea of how to cancel. It's just 3 clicks, I think. But I suggest people always chat with me first if they're considering canceling, because if you cancel and join back up again, it becomes more expensive. So the sooner you join my program, the better, because every quarter I raise the price of the membership, because there's more and more information in the library. There's more tips and tutorials, more of our past master classes and our challenges. Like I said, in July, we're having a watercolor challenge, and that's for painting in the field, giving you fun, quick ideas to paint in the field. And there will be prizes. In fact, one of the prizes is my set of high quality watercolors, along with some other paints and pencils and brushes and things. So, yeah, I love to have challenges to encourage people to be active in the community and posting. And there's always some sort of a prize. Okay, so anyway, we prepped those. Let me see what else we are going to work on. David says, "No way, no way." Which is the no way? What part of what I said is no way? The prizes? Is it the prizes? So yeah, I told you that I am selling my watercolor sets online, and I'll tell my whole community about that more later. But those will also be prizes for the people that have posted the most days of the challenge. And so, yeah, sorry, I'm checking my emails. Be sure, because again, if you join live, if you join the membership, it's only $29 to join, and you can cancel or ask for your money back. There's no risk. You get one of these bookmarks sent to you, snail mail, hand painted. I painted these. So that's the bonus I'm only giving if you're watching this live right now. Okay. So anyway, yeah, the membership, unlike a lot of memberships, like a gym membership, it's easy to cancel if you only want to stick around for a month. And if it's not for you, I'll give you your money back. Or if you stick around for 3 months and then turns out something changes in your life and you can't be active anymore, it's easy to cancel. And you know where to find me. Some of you watching might be brand new and just happened upon this broadcast, but I'm on all the social medias. I have a newsletter I send out generally once a week. I make it really easy on my website to find my contact info. There's no way I'm going to disappear on you and make it hard for you to ask questions or to cancel your membership if you have to. Yeah, so David said, no way canceling. Oh, what do you mean by that? You mean the video I have up? Yeah. So I do make it super easy if you have to. So there have been lawsuits that the people have posted about how it's so hard to cancel some things. Like I think Amazon Prime, there was a lawsuit because it was so hard to cancel. I don't make it that way. You know, I have a very engaged community, and many folks have been following me since before the pandemic. So people, know me, they trust me, and I offer really good value. Yeah. So David, can you clarify what you were referring to? Because I know you aren't canceling. I think you're saying I make it so easy to cancel. Yeah, because I think that's really evil when you're a gym or some other membership makes it so hard to cancel, and you have to make like 12 phone calls and emails and have to spend an hour looking on a website. So I want my members to be really happy. And yeah. And so what else? What else can I show you? I was gonna, let's see, where is that tape? Now I got too many things on my paper here. Anyway, too many things in front of me. Yeah, I don't want to rush. Yeah, I don't want to rush. Okay. So what else? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions. Oh, Trenton says, what is your favorite part of the membership you offer? Well, what inspired me to start a membership is my favorite part. See, it can get really lonely teaching online, and especially if it's one of those standalone courses I mentioned earlier. You pre-record all the content, you put it there, people buy it or they don't, and you never know if they enjoyed it or completed the lessons. And so a year ago, I learned about this new platform that offers more interactivity and connection. And so what my favorite part is, two different things. It's all part of the community and part of the accountability. And so inside the homepage of your club, once you join the Nature Notebook Club, there's a community page where you can post, and folks post things like our gal Nanette posted her sound images where she drew a lot of pictures of animals and sounds that she heard in nature. And another one of our members, Jay, she posted about a bear cub she saw the other day. So that posting, and where all the community members can connect, is kind of like a private Facebook page, but safer and more intimate. And the idea is not to post your pictures of your projects to show off, because we aren't teaching fine art. We're teaching learning about nature through the process of observing it by slowing down and drawing or painting something. And my motto is drawing to learn while learning to draw. But the other favorite part, Trenton, I'm answering your question, is that the monthly Zoom calls. And so we have a call at the end of every month. In fact, our next call is next Sunday. So if you join us soon, you'll get to be in on that and kind of meet the other members. So we get together for a virtual picnic, and we've got members from all over. I think we have members from 4 countries. I think there's Australia, and of course the US, Canada, and I think at least 1 country in Europe. So we have members around the world. So when people come and join the Zoom, they can talk about what they've been seeing out in nature. Maybe it's a beaver building a dam, or a hummingbird nest on somebody's back porch. And then they also share their journal pages from whatever they've been observing in the natural world to what we've been doing as homework, quote unquote homework. So those are my 2 favorite things. Thanks so much. And so, yeah, the idea of a membership is it's ongoing, and there's new content every month, new challenges for the members to do and to share. And it's just a sense of community and accountability. And so, I'm doing a miniature version of that on my YouTube channel that I started a few days ago, my 10-minute sketching. And that's, again, where you come, and I'm not teaching you anything in those free events, but I give you the opportunity to just draw along with me. And like today, we're going to be drawing this cool succulent and showing you that just 10 minutes can get you a lot of marks on the paper. Like, let's see. Yesterday, we did an abalone shell. And so this I did in just 10 minutes using fun charcoals, which are super easy to get and inexpensive. So look how much detail I could get in just 10 minutes. So yeah, and so that idea of community and accountability is what I really love about teaching. Yeah. So anyway, if there's not any more questions, I'm going to get going, and I'm going to check my email to see if anybody joined. Again, I put the link in the chat box as well as in your emails if you're watching this. And that was my prize. The first 3 people to join during our live event will get one of these. But we are running out of time. Yeah. So yeah, if you join now before Sunday, which is summer solstice, yeah, you'll get to lock in your $29 a month price for as long as you stay. So, for example, our founding members like David, he pays a lot less because he trusted me when I had no content. And I said, join my club. There's going to be content. And here's the founding member price. Well, the price is higher now, but you also get the library of materials of what we've been doing this whole last year, and the other master classes that we've done on insects, mushrooms, nests, birds, reptiles, pollination, and next month, succulents. Okay, well, it's been almost an hour. I got to get going. I got to have a little second breakfast before I get ready for noon. So if you want to come back and join me at noon, which is about 2 hours from now, if you're in a different time zone than me, I'm going to do my 10-minute sketching. And again, this is not teaching you. It's just accountability and community. And I'll just be drawing this for 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll just see how far we get. It's not about rushing. It's about just giving yourself the gift of creativity for 10 minutes, forgetting about the past. Don't worry about the past or the future. Just be here now. And when you're holding a pencil or a paintbrush in your hand and observing something beautiful or interesting like this, then it's amazing how cleansing it is for your mind. It's almost like a massage for your mind, and it just cleans your mind and you feel so much better afterwards. Okay, well, I'm going to get going. Thanks so much for joining me today. And yeah, I'm going to be checking my email to see if anybody joined and was eligible for getting my homemade bookmark in the mail. Okay, take care. And I hope to see you in a couple hours if you want to join me for the live Take 10 with Me sketching series. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.